Good afternoon, student. Now in this chapter we are going to see about data handling. Now are you all about aware about data handling? That means data. Data is the raw fact. This is called data. That means data is a raw fact that has no meaning, like A, B, 10, 20, etc. etc. Now in this class we are going to study about data types. That means what are the data types. Now see the core data types. Core data types, that means inbuilt data type of Python. That means the data type which is provided by your Python. Now you can see that the core data type are numbers, none, sequence and mappings. Now if we are going to talk about numbers, there are three types of number: integer, floating point, complex and boolean. These all data types are treated as number data type. Now next one is your none. Already you know about none in your class of literals. Now if we are going to talk about sequence data type, there are three sequence: string, tuples and list. And if we are going to talk about mapping data type, that will dictionary. Now in our previous class, in the literals of lecture, we have studied about number data type, special literals none and string. Now in this lecture we are going to study about tuples, list and dictionary. So these all are the inbuilt or core data types of Python. Data types defines the which type of data is going to stored in your Python. The data is going to store in Python, whether it is in number format, whether it is in sequence format, or where it is the key value pair are in mapping format. So come to the next point. Now first one is your number. There are three types of number: integer, floating point number and complex number. Integer, floating point, complex number and boolean. Boolean contains 0 and 1. Now we have studied about in detail in the class of literals. Now here we can see the range of Python numbers. That means what will be the value range of integer, boolean and floating point number and complex number. Then in case of integer, an unlimited range subject to available virtual memory only. That means integer has unlimited range. Booleans can contain only two values, 0 and 1. 0 represent true value and 1 represent true value and 0 represent false value. Floating point numbers are also unlimited range subject to available virtual memory. And complex number is also has the range of floating point number. That means it is also has unlimited range. Unlimited range only subject to virtual memory, not your storage capacity. This is only about the virtual memory that was assigned during the program execution. Now no need to go detail about numbers data type because we have studied about in the literals lecture. Now our next is our string. Now string is the sequence of characters and each characters can be accessed using index. Now if we are going to take the example of string, suppose that str1 string 1 equal to Python. Now if we are going to store this value in Python memory location, then it will like something like this. There are 6 letters. Now see here, this is your P, Y, T, H, Now if we are going to talk about the indexing, then if we are start from forward direction, then start 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is your indexing of forward direction. In forward direction, the indexing start with 0. Remember this. This is very important concept. If we are going to start the indexing in forward direction, this will start with 0. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can observe that there is 6 element, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. But if we are going to indexing, the highest index is 5, because we have started from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 element, but the indexing started with 0. In forward direction, if we are going to start the indexing in backward direction, then it will start with -1. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6. Why is it so? Because 0 is neither negative nor positive. That's why in backward direction, if we are counting the index, that will always start with -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6. And we must start the indexing from the last element of string. This is the concept of index. Now if we are going to print any value present on any index, we can print. Suppose that if we are going to print str4, that means str4 suppose that we are going to print str1 4, that means we are going to print the value of string at fourth index. What is this? O. Then your output will be O will be printed. If we are going to print -4, then T will be printed, because T is at the -4 index. This is called the indexing in Python. Now we are going to see the list. A list represents a sequence of comma separated value of any data type within square brackets. Now see, if we are going to define list, suppose that list1 equal to list, always define in square bracket. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 50. You can assign any value. List2 equal to A, B, C, X, Y, etc. Again, if you want to assign list3 equal to 1, 12.0, A, B, X. You can take any data type of value in list, but while we are going to assign the value as a string or character, then we have to include with it single quote or double quote. This value must be encoded in single quote or double quote, then this is valid, otherwise this is invalid. So now this is your valid. Same here. Similarly, the number is not going to write in single or double quote. No need to quote the number format. But in case of your string format or character format you have to enclose with the single or double quote. Now this is the list. You can assign any value of any data type values in the list. Now second one is a tuple. Tuples also represent the sequence of comma separated value of any data type within parentheses. Now if we are going to define tuple, suppose that tuple t1 equal to parenthesis, that means small bracket, we can assign 1, 10, 20, 30, etc. Similarly, tuple t2 equal to A, B, X, Y, or we can have any other value like tuple t3 equal to A, 10. Now this will represent error. If we are going to quote the 10, then there is the 10 will be the string type of value, not remains as integer. So that's why we are not going to encode it with the quote, single quote or double quote, and X or Y. This is your tuple. The basic difference between tuples and list is that tuple is of type immutable. That is, tuple cannot be changed. Our next data type is dictionary. The dictionary is an unordered set of comma separated key value pairs within curly bracket. Now if we are going to assign the dictionary, suppose that d1 equal to, within curly bracket, suppose that our key is X, then put here colon, and then we are assigned to value of X. Suppose that value of X is 10. Now comma, again Y is the key, colon 20. This is your dictionary formation. You can form the dictionary like this. Here X is called key and this is called value. Now in the dictionary we must have unique key. Key must be unique. Q must be unique in your dictionary. No duplicate key contained. If we are going to expand this sequence, then we can have 10, 20 for any other key, like A equal to 10, B equal to 20, but we cannot have any key as name X and Y because key cannot be duplicated in dictionary. This is your dictionary data type. Now let's understand the concept of immutable data type and mutable data type. Now this is your type. TYP. Immutable data type can never change their value in place. Now let's understand this thing. Immutable data type can never change their value in place, but mutable data type are those whose value can be changed in place. Now the concept of immutable and mutable is going to clear with the help of our practical session. In our next video we have seen how they are immutable and mutable data type works in the Python programming language. Now see which are the data type are immutable and which one are the mutable. So for that, data type are mutable and immutable. Immutable and mutable. Now immutable data types are integer, or you can say that number data type. Integer, float, boolean, string and tuples. Now immutable data types are integer, float, boolean, string and tuples. And mutable data types are your list, dictionary, and set. These are your mutable data type. That means we can change the value of list, dictionary and set in place, but integer, float, boolean, string, tuples cannot be changed their value in place. Now we will see practically about the mutable and immutable concept in our next practical class. Now I hope this is clear to you and thank you for watching today.